Joe Talks Cars and welcome to another video. In today's video I just wanted to talk about the delays on getting my Porsche Cayman rebuilt. Regular viewers of this channel will know the car was due to go into the garage this weekend and they're going to have the car for around 3 or 4 weeks to complete the full engine rebuild. But unfortunately I had to delay the rebuild because I just couldn't get the car dropped off in time. I was due to take the car in on Thursday and I have a rental property which we were trying to get sorted for the new tenant, and we just had problem after problem. The day before the tenant moved in, the toilet decided it was just going to leak everywhere, so we just had so many issues due to go through to Leeds, and I just had to call it off, unfortunately. Thankfully, Strauss have been really accommodating, and all they did was say just pop it in at some point next week. So we've agreed that it's going in on Thursday, and there'll be a video that will follow on the weekend when I take it in, because there's a lot of people have asked in the comments certain questions about what's being replaced and that type of thing. So I will actually be asking them more details on what will be done for that kind of money, because people are obviously very, very interested in that. But today, I'm just on my way back from work and I've just swung past my local Porsche centre. Well, it's not actually a local Porsche centre, it's quite far away actually. It's about 50 miles away. But I had to swing into there to get some replacement buttons for my Cayman. So if you've seen a previous video, you'll see how I've replaced the switches for the heater controls and they look absolutely incredible. I'm so happy with them. But the other two buttons, which are I've got like a standard radio, and the two buttons that control the volume and the search function, they are all sort of horrible and gooey and really not nice. And a lot of people suggested just take them off and give them a good clean. Well, people had suggested soak them in like a weak solution of alcohol. Some people had said like acetone, that type of thing. When people meant acetone and alcohol, what they meant was you basically put them on a cloth and sort of gently rub them to remove like the gooey coating, and it does bring them up like new apparently. I didn't really follow that advice 100%, and I managed to melt both my buttons by simply soaking them in acetone for an hour or so. So they're totally ruined. They all went white, they're horrible. I think I've shown it in my previous video. So I had to buy replacements of those. I looked everywhere online and people were suggesting that these websites and the part prices were around £30 a button, and I just thought, no. I don't mind paying a little bit extra with having a Porsche. You don't mind the expensive part prices, but I am not paying 30 quid for a tiny bit of plastic. And it's totally different pricing to the PCCM units you get with the sat-nav. Those two buttons, they're about £11 each, so I felt like I was being slightly robbed. So anyway, cut a long story short, I contacted my local Porsche centre and got them to price up the parts. To my surprise, they're only £11 each. So to be honest, even if yours have gone a bit horrible and sticky and you feel like maybe cleaning them up will sort the problem, for the sake of 11 quid, you may as well just buy new ones. So that's exactly what I did. Went and bought some new ones. Absolutely brilliant. So I'll get home and get those fitted. They literally just pop on and off, so it should be fairly straightforward, or at least I hope it will be. But I must say, that was my first experience at a Porsche centre. First one I've ever been in, and although I wasn't in the financial position to go and buy a brand new car, the service I received in that garage was phenomenal. And that was Porsche Centre in Hull. Absolutely incredible. They treat everyone really, really well. And when I walked in, I was greeted, got offered a coffee. I'm only buying 2 buttons, and yet they still treat you in that same sort of upmarket way that you expect from a Porsche garage. And I was really surprised. It was really, really nice. And I did actually fire off an email to say how brilliant the service was, because far too often people complain about things and they don't actually say when things are really good. So I felt like I'm going to send one off and tell them how brilliant they were, because that's the type of guy I am. So yeah, I had a little bit of a look around in there at some of the Macans, Cayennes, and of course Caymans, and to be honest I was quite surprised at how reasonably priced the 718 was. So yeah, I was looking at them thinking it could be done. But anyway, all I want to do now is just get my engine rebuild out of the way and start enjoying my Cayman. before I look at replacing the thing. So as you can see, I'm in my Golf GTI today. I've got a new job out at Hull and I have to drive there every day. Even if the Cayman was working, I certainly wouldn't be driving it 100 miles a day. It's just not really appropriate, and this car is absolutely fantastic on these roads, especially when you're not stuck behind a caravan. It's absolutely brilliant. It's really comfortable, the suspension's really soft, so you can really go quite quickly on these B roads, where the Porsche would be sort of bouncing around a bit and it's just not as compliant on these types of surfaces. So the Golf would be the car of choice anyway, especially with the fuel economy. It gets about 35 to the gallon, which is fantastic. I absolutely love this car, and I will be doing a few more videos on it, because the second most popular video on my channel so far is the Golf GTI, which I'm really amazed by actually. The video started out really slowly and built momentum, and yeah, it's the second most watched video I've ever done. So I will be firing some more videos out on this while the Cayman is off the road, of course. So if that's something you'd be interested in, then make sure you stay tuned so you don't miss anything on this car. What is going on? Oh my god, there's a massive combine harvester coming, and yeah. The downside of living in the north of England around all these farmyards is, yeah, it's like nice good in field. Right, well that was funny. The camper van decided to drive on the grass verge. I heard a woman shouting at me to the side saying, "It's alright, he's going in the field." Camper van. The caravan has just literally driven into a ditch. That was fantastic. I absolutely despise camper vans, so that's got that out of the way. Now I can enjoy the road. So anyway, like I was saying, I will be doing a lot more videos on this car while the Cayman's off the road, because, well, why the hell not? Sounds well, doesn't it? It's a quick little car, this. 210 horsepower, and it's absolutely brilliant. And I just think the noise it makes is fantastic as well. I'm not normally a fan of sort of four-cylinder hot hatch cars, but I do like this one, and I think it's massively underrated for what it is. Now we're stuck behind another tractor. Sounds fantastic. So anyway, I also wanted to take this opportunity to thank every single one of you that has subscribed over the past few months and since me starting my YouTube journey back in February, because today I hit the milestone of 900 subscribers, and I genuinely cannot believe I've reached that. The ultimate aim is to hit 1,000, and I'm only 100 off doing that. So if you're watching this video and you tend to watch my videos for whatever reason, whether it's to laugh at me or you actually enjoy the content, then please make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, because I'm sure there's 100 of you watching this video that haven't actually subscribed and do watch the videos, because I'm quite guilty of it as well. I watch a lot of the same sort of content on YouTube, a lot of videos on cars and the same sort of people, and because it always recommends their videos to you, you don't ever sort of need to subscribe. But I really understand the importance of it now, because until I get to 1,000 subscribers, I can't monetize this channel. And without the monetization, I'm not saying I'd get bored, because I do love making the videos, but it does give me a real good incentive to keep concentrating on the content and getting the videos out there week by week basis. And it really will help in the engine build, because that engine rebuild is going to cost me between 5,000 and 6,000 as a minimum. Someone kindly pointed out that probably VAT is going to go on top of that, so I'm probably going to be looking at more like 7, but I'm almost certain it's including VAT, or at least I hope it's including VAT. We'll soon find out anyway. But like I said, if you can hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, it would really help the channel. It would take it in a whole new direction once I'm monetized. One thing that I did actually want to mention was about how the Cayman is actually driving. Now, a few of you have mentioned that it looks like I've been driving the Cayman quite a lot since I found out I had bore scoring, and it was as though I was just carrying on driving it. Well, it might have looked like I was doing a lot of miles in it, but in actual fact, I wasn't doing that many. Those videos were probably all done within about 2 or 3 days of each other, and I didn't actually go that many miles. What I was trying to do was get as many videos out there as possible, so when the car did go into the garage, I wasn't left with zero content until I managed to film part of the process. So if it looked like I was doing lots of miles, I wasn't doing that many. However, I did take it out on a fairly long drive because, like I said, the car had been driving absolutely fine. So it's been diagnosed having bore score, but to be honest, you wouldn't know. It makes no noises, there's nothing wrong with it, it drives absolutely perfectly. Until I took it out for a fairly long drive. On the way back, I just gently accelerated out of a junction and it made a really weird noise. It's hard to describe what that noise was like, but it was similar to that the Polo Blue GT that I've been driving makes when it drops a cylinder. So the Polo drops a couple of cylinders in order to save fuel, and that exact sort of metal noise, like metallic noise that it makes, it did that. And coupled with that was a cloud of blue smoke. So I do feel like I did drop a cylinder, which is obviously really, really bad news. But after that, drove like normal. So whether it just temporarily dropped a cylinder, I'm not entirely sure. But I am trying to keep the miles off the car because I just don't want to take any chances and cause more damage than has already been done to the car. So I am trying to avoid doing that. But if you'd asked me a month ago, how does it drive? Can you tell it's got bore score? I would have said no. But in the last week or two, yeah, it's fairly obvious there's something pretty bad going on in that engine. So you'd be able to tell. I do also believe that it's affecting fuel economy. Now, someone did actually pop a comment in on one of my videos and mentioned that when theirs had bore score, the fuel economy was really, really bad. And I feel like mine is. It really does struggle to get above 22. You can never get more than 22 to the gallon out of it. If you reset it and go on a long run, you'd be looking at 26. And I do feel that's probably on the low side for driving it really, really gently. So I don't know, has anyone else got any experience of a Cayman or a 911 with bore scoring, and what did it do to your fuel economy? Let me know in the comment section below, because that would be really interesting. In terms of the plans for the channel, I've got lots of exciting things I want to do on the channel, lots of cars I want to drive, lots of cars I want to sort of experience. I've got to send an email back to a guy that actually kindly sent me an email offering me a chance to have a ride in his 911, which was built by the same company that's going to be doing the engine rebuild on my car. So I think that'll be really interesting to see what that's like and see how he's found driving that since its rebuild, because that is fitted with steel liners just the same as what I'm going to be having. So that'll be a really good video. I've also got a very, very interesting car lined up, which we'll be featuring on the channel. It is a Porsche, and I think you guys are going to love it. So yeah, if you're interested in Porsche videos and you're interested in any sort of car videos really, then please make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a thing. So I know this video has been a little bit short, but I just wanted to give a quick update where the Cayman is, what's happening, and to reassure everyone it's still happening, albeit a week later than I really anticipated it being. But it is 100% happening. The car will be rebuilt and I'll be documenting every single step of the process so you can see A, how it's done, and B, how much it ultimately costs. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, give it a thumbs up, and please remember to subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.